The big tall wish, Hail Marys and miracles. They might not believe in miracles, but they believe in Hail Marys. With 3 seconds left on the clock, nothing left to try, the whole stadium turns to prayer disguised as football strategy. And isn't that the same thing Henry Temple did for old Boley Jackson in the Twilight Zone's The Big Tall Wish? A desperate throw downfield, a plea to overturn the inevitable, an act of faith that says maybe, just maybe, there's still a way. This was Season 1, Episode 27, broadcast in 1960, and it remains one of Rod Serling's most daring moves. For the first time, a primetime drama presented an all-black cast, not as background figures or caricatures, but as the entire weight of the story. And the story Serling chose to give them was about miracles, doubt, and the fragile thread between faith and despair. That choice was no accident. On the surface, The Big Tall Wish is about a washed-up prizefighter. Boley Jackson, 183 pounds of faded glory, trying to catch one last bus before time runs out. The scars on his face are the scrapbook of his failures. His fists are brittle. His lungs wheeze. He's chasing a shadow of the man he once thought he was. But beneath that surface fight lies a deeper one. Henry Temple, the boy next door, believes in him, not with logic, but with childlike certainty. He tells Boley, "I'm gonna make the biggest, tallest wish." When Boley is knocked down and counted out, Henry's wish literally rewrites reality. Suddenly Boley is the winner. His hands are healed. The crowd cheers. The miracle has landed. And that's when the second fight begins. Not against another boxer, but against unbelief. Boley can't accept it. He insists it wasn't real. He insists he was down on the mat. He insists miracles don't happen. In that insistence, the wish collapses. Reality snaps back to the defeat he expected. The miracle dissolves, not because it failed, but because he refused it. There's a double meaning here that can't be ignored. First, the social. This was 1960 America. Serling placed an all-black cast at the center of a story about faith and defeat. But look at the symbol. The black man as prizefighter, always fighting for dignity, fighting for survival, fighting to be seen. It mirrored the cultural fight for civil rights that was about to explode across the decade. The casting itself was revolutionary, but the metaphor was layered. Survival as struggle and struggle as identity. Second, the spiritual. Henry's miracle is the big, tall wish every human carries. A hope that life could be different, that the laws of the body and the scars of the past don't have the final word. But just as Boley doubted the magic, humanity doubts its own power to change perception. We hold on to the scars because they feel like proof. We drag children down from wonder into cynicism. The double entendre cuts both ways, a fight in the ring and a fight in the mind. One of the episode's sharpest images is Boley's claim that a fighter doesn't need a scrapbook because his face is the scrapbook. Every scar tells the story. That's the ego's voice. Look at the evidence and look at the wounds. This is who you are. But the miracle doesn't consult scars. It doesn't need evidence and it doesn't need proof. Henry's wish undid the injury. The knuckles were fine. The knockout never happened. That's a course in miracles in perfect dramatic form. Forgiveness recognizes what you thought your brother did to you has not occurred. Boley thought he was down. Everyone told him he wasn't. What you think happened never did. The only thing holding him down was his loyalty to the story of defeat. Perhaps the saddest turn in the story is not Boley's fall, but Henry's conversion. The boy begins full of faith, overflowing with certainty. When Boley rejects the miracle, Henry learns the adult lesson. There ain't no such thing as magic. The child of faith becomes the child of doubt. That's the inheritance of unbelief. Instead of passing on hope, Boley passes on scars. Instead of showing Henry that miracles are possible, he convinces him they're impossible. The miracle was already proven, the rent was paid, and the fight was won, but unbelief erased it from memory. So we circle back to the opening. They don't believe in miracles, but they believe in Hail Marys. The same society that scoffs at Henry's wish will kneel in stadiums and pray for the ball to land in the end zone. The same mind that insists on scars will still whisper in the dark for a second chance, a lucky break, a sign that the story could turn out differently. The paradox is clear. We want the miracle but won't believe in it. We want the touchdown but mock the wish. We throw the Hail Mary but keep insisting there's no such thing as magic. Call it grace, call it luck, call it the bounce of the ball, but the mechanism is the same. Attention shifts. Willingness opens. A new outcome is allowed. That is the big tall wish in plain clothes. Belief is the permission slip reality has been waiting for. Mr. Boley Jackson, 183 pounds, who left a second chance lying in a heap of rosin-spattered canvas at St. Nick's Arena. Mr. Boley Jackson, who shares the most common ailment of all men, the strange and perverse disinclination to believe in a miracle, the kind of miracle to come from the mind of a little boy, perhaps only to be found in the Twilight Zone. Portrait of a man who carried his scars like a Bible and handed them down like commandments. Portrait of a boy who once believed in magic but was told to grow old before his time. In another corner of the universe, the miracle was accepted, the wish held fast, and the fighter stood tall. But not here. Not tonight. In this dimension, the wish dies the moment it is doubted, and the boy becomes a doubter too. We call this loss realism, maturity, and common sense. In truth, it is only surrender, and the cost of that surrender is the miracle itself. So we keep throwing Hail Marys in empty stadiums, praying for a catch we no longer believe in. We wait for the courage to accept that the touchdown already happened. And so we wait as always in the Twilight Zone.